I'm empty. Fill me up. I'm tipsy.
Peace and love. What's up? It's your girl, Stacia Bomb. What the fuck? Back with another video. And today, what I'm gonna be talking about is being a teen mother, being a teen mom. I am 18 years old. If anybody wants to know, I had my daughter when I was 17. Yeah, I did. I don't know why it was tough. But I do have on a shirt. I'm not naked. But I have a daughter when I was 17, and I want to talk about the process of birth, the process in general, the afterbirth, postpartum depression, the postpartum part of like the afterbirth, my relationship with her father, co-parenting, the daily life of being a parent at 18, financial issues, and I think like the mental aspect of it, like how it takes a part on me, how it takes a toll on me mentally. So it really looks like I'm naked. You know, I'm just trying to pull my shirt up so y'all know I'm not naked, cause I'm not naked. But peep this though. I'm about to start my locks, and I just like get a little cute. A little something slight, nothing too crazy. I got one right here too. Little pot. But so I look like my daughter. First of all, I mean my daughter looks just like me. She's my twin. But I kind of want to do it like section each point off, because each point in parenting, because parenting is a lot. So like I'm going to go through each specifically, because I know a lot of people want to have kids at a young age. They want to, crazy, but they want to experience that motherhood being young. And a lot of people, especially in it now, like everybody's having kids. It's crazy for, I gotta spit this gum out, but it's crazy for real. Like everybody's having kids, but everything happens for a reason, and I do feel like there is a bigger picture to why everybody's having kids. But I don't think that's for us to really figure out. I just think it's just happening, you know, because I could sit here and try to figure out why everybody's having kids, but I don't. It's not for me to figure out. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just for me. It's my purpose to be a mother and help guide other young mothers and other young parents and other just kids in general. I mean, to help guide people in general overall. And it's definitely a lot. So let's get into the video. What up, what up, what up? So to get into the video, what I first want to talk about, where should I start? I'll start from the beginning, which is the process of birth. People always ask me, how was birth? Like, what was the worst thing? What was the best thing? Was it painful? Did your coochie hurt after? Did you feel anything during, with the epidural? Would you prefer the epidural or no epidural? I get a lot of questions. To not make this a long ass answer, to make a long ass video, I will keep it short and simple. Birth was an experience. It's definitely something that you really can't even explain for real, because it's like that. It's just something different. You know, like there's so much going on in your head. There's so much going on with your physical body. There's so much going on around you. Like you know what I mean? Like hospital wise, I will say, I don't advise it. Let me keep it real with you. Keep it real with y'all. If you're pregnant now, if you plan to be pregnant, if you're, you know what I mean, if you want to have kids in the future, I advise you to get a doula or a midwife. Go to a midwife center and do it as natural as possible, because having birth, excuse me, giving birth, I'm not getting emotional. No, I'm just kidding. But giving birth in a hospital setting, it adds a lot of unnecessary stress and kind of can make it a little bit traumatic, honestly, because there was so much going on. The doctors was rushing, and everybody was just like, in and out my face, and it's like contractions. Jesus, house. Like nah, but contractions are, whew, they hurt. Okay, they get real. The pain is probably like on a scale from 1 to 10. I was eating them though. On a scale from 1 to 10, I was taking it 7, 8. But yeah, I was about, I think, 36 weeks when I was like 1 centimeter dilated, and then I had my daughter at 39 weeks. I went into labor. It was like 3 in the morning, something crazy like that, and then I was like 4 or 5 centimeters dilated, and they just kept me, and they broke my water. But like the reason why I say not to do it in the hospital if it's not too late or anything like that is because it kind of just strips away the natural process. It just strips away like the fun of it, like, you know what I mean, like the peacefulness, the joy. Like it's just like, because you feel their stressful energy because they're working, it's their job, so it's their job to help you birth your baby, and then boom, the next one, and then the next one, and then so you kind of feel their stress, and that stressful energy kind of rubs off a little bit. So it just doesn't make it as nice as you would really want your birth to be. And then, like, you can't really request much. Like, I wanted the lights off, I wanted meditation sounds, I wanted frequencies, I wanted like binaural beats, I wanted, you know what I mean, I wanted it to be as peaceful as possible, but they wasn't really, I don't know, they wasn't really, corresponding. So I had to really take over and do things myself. And I think the biggest thing that was a huge turnoff for me was when because after you do the labor process, after you push the baby out, there's the umbilical cord is still connected. I told them specifically to wait to cut the umbilical cord. They cut the umbilical cord right away, because why I said why was because during that process, if you wait and naturally let the placenta and the umbilical cord separate, your baby's getting more nutrients and more blood flow. It's not supposed to be cut right away as soon as you give birth. It's not supposed to, but that's what the hospitals do because they're rushing. It's cool. It's just like, that's why I just wanted to get that out. Like, if you can, don't do don't do a hospital birth, because it's just, they do too much. And then, where I was getting at was, they wouldn't let me touch my placenta. If you don't know what a placenta is, look it up. It's kind of like I can't even explain it. It's like it's what's connected to your baby during birth. Like, your placenta is like the tree of life. Like, if you look at it and you look at the way that the veins are, it literally looks like the tree of life. It's beautiful. We are beautiful. We are very creative beings who create life. Shout out to women. Black women, purple women, blue women, green women, Indian women, the men. I'm fired. Latina women, all women, okay? Shout out to all of us, because we are God, we are life, we are love, we are light. Simple as that. But I could go on forever. I could do a whole video about hospital births and why not to do it, and I probably will, because it's real. It's real. I would not advise it at all, but do what y'all please. I'm just trying to spread a little bit of enlightenment on that part. But other than that, the birth process felt like a dream the whole time. For real, for real. There was so much going on. The contractions were very painful. I tried my hardest not to get epidural. I was 8 centimeters dilated, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, I got 2 more to go, and these contractions was getting crazy, and then it was just like, so I was like, you know what, because they kept asking. That's the thing, too. They'll keep asking you. They'll keep asking, like, do you want to get the epidural? Are you sure? Like, it's going to be too late. Get the epidural, get the epidural, epidural. And I'm like, damn, let me do it natural. But then they asked me one more time, and my mom was like, it's the last time. And I'm like, damn, I know I don't need it because I'm not weak. And not to say that you're weak if you do get it, but I'm just saying, like, I can handle it. But I ended up giving in and getting it, and it's still it messed my back up to this day. Like, I'm an athlete, so me not being as athletic as I used to be is definitely because I became lazy after childbirth, but it's also because I kind of be in a little bit more pain, which isn't fun. But I feel like once I get into the process and the motion of actually physically getting myself together every day and becoming a little bit more consistent, I'll be good. I'll be Gucci. Oh wait, this will be cute like this. It don't work like that. Oh no. Okay, I tried. All right. Well, so yeah, I tried. But the next thing is I actually meant to do the 9 months of pregnancy first, going through that. But how my 9 months of pregnancy was, it was very interesting. It was very stressful. It was a lot physically, mentally, and emotionally because the relationship with my daughter's dad wasn't the best, and it still isn't. But it's a growing process. But that kind of put who you have a kid with can make it or break it. And what I mean by that is like it can make the situation a little bit more stressful, and it can make it a lot easier depending on who you have a kid with, how y'all manage, how y'all deal, how y'all talk to each other, how that relationship goes. Because like who you have a kid with, I don't care what nobody says, who always love that person, but it may not be good love, it may not be healthy love, it may not be the right love for you. So that process, whew, good, that's a lot. Now, I know a lot of people be wanting to hear my story on that too, because I really don't usually talk too much about my daughter's dad and like our relationship and everything. But that's what I also want to get into is co-parenting. The co-parenting side of being a teen mom isn't as easy as I thought it would be because it's not smooth, but nothing's really smooth for real. Everything doesn't always go our way. Everything you really have to learn as you go, and you know what I mean, and adapt and do different things and have different ways of things, because when you're co-parenting and just parenting in general with somebody, you guys are gonna go neck and neck about certain things. Like, I'm vegan and I don't want my daughter to be vegan. I mean, I do want her to be vegan, but it's tough because her dad's not vegan and he eats, what he eats, and his family, they eat what they eat. So it's like, it's frustrating for real because I don't want her consuming any type of dairy or meat, but you kind of got to have a compromise really until I can control that or whatever. I'm still, still have my struggles with accepting change and accepting things that I don't want to accept, but it's all about getting past the ego and pride, and you know what I mean. Like I said, like co-parenting is really just parenting. Like, it's really something that you really gotta learn as you go, type of thing. Nobody's the perfect parent. Nobody starts off perfect. Nobody knows all of the answers. Nobody knows how to raise a kid. Nobody knows. You learn as you go, though, and that's what's fun about the process. Like, you learn as you go, so you like master. You master it. You're like, I do this. I does this. But I do feel like it's important to co-parent regardless of what the circumstances are. And like I said, I'm learning this as I go because the child needs both parents in their lives, of course, like we all want to do it by ourselves. And sometimes, depending on the situation, though, you gotta go do what you gotta do, and stay strong for yourself, stay strong for your child, stay strong for your child's partner, because it's hard out here. And I noticed like a lot of young men, like I'm friends with a lot of teen parents, like a lot of teen moms and a lot of teen dads, but I noticed like a lot of the a lot of the teen dads in general typically are automatically shunned. They're automatically looked down. They're automatically looked as deadbeats. And sometimes it won't even be that, you know? But it's like, I don't know, it's hard out there. So I definitely do have a little bit of, sympathy. Like, I try to keep an open mind with young dads and dads in period, because, you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes, especially if they're trying. I respect that because I know a lot of people around me who have kids, the dad isn't even in the picture. The dad doesn't even claim the child. The dad don't pay no type of child support. Don't pay no type of no type of nothing to the child. Don't even care. And that's how a lot of these dads are, and it's because they aren't secure with themselves. They weren't ready to lay down and have no actual child. They was just ready to lay down and get whatever they wanted to get, what they got. Ugh, but that's another video. That's another topic. Okay. But I will say, though, if you do plan to have a child, and I emphasize this, first of all, there's no rush. Second of all, you really want to make sure that that person is somebody that you can really compromise with. Not that person is somebody that you can marry. I mean, that too. Don't get me wrong. Okay, don't get me wrong. Don't quote me on this either. But you do want to make sure that let me backtrack before I mess up. You want to make sure that you and that person have a great relationship. And not a perfect relationship, because no relationship is perfect, but you want to make sure that you're able to communicate. You want to make sure that you're able to say anything and everything off your chest. You want to make sure that you're 100% open with that person. You want to make sure that that person is open to compromise. You want to make sure that that person is not selfish. That person is not worried about self. That person isn't worried about only what's around them, and make sure that person doesn't have too much ego, and make sure that, you know what I mean? But like I said, nobody's perfect, but you really want to try your hardest to really get to know people, because I met my daughter's dad, and we had a kid probably 4 months in, and you don't know nobody in 4 months. You don't. Regardless of what you think, you don't know a person in 4 months. Like, people think they know me. You don't know me. You don't know what goes on inside of here, and vice versa. You don't know nobody in no damn 4 months. It don't work like that. It don't. We try to say we know somebody, but nah, it don't work like that. So, and it's like surprises will come along the way. You're like, oh shit, like, I don't even like you like that, bro. Not in my case, but it's like, I mean, but it's like, there's no rush. There's no rush, though, for real, because, like I said, it can make or break the situation. It can make it a lot more stressful, and it's even like, I'm noticing a lot of moms, a lot of young moms, and even older moms, they're spiteful when they're not with their daughter's dad, and it's like, what? For what? That's not a good way to be, you know? That's not a good way to be at all. Day-to-day, parenting is it's fun, and it's interesting because you learn a lot about yourself. Day-to-day parenting, just how much patience you really have, how much patience you need, what do you need to grow in, what kind of like, I feel like being in the position of being a parent, you kind of question every day, what kind of parent do I want to be? You look at how you grew up, and 9 times out of 10, you probably grew up pretty toxic. So, it's important to want to break these generational curses and these toxic ass cycles. That's why I feel like co-parenting is beyond the ego, regardless of what the situation is. Like I said, I'm learning as I grow. As I say this, I'm taking notes, because you really have to. Like, in order, if you really want to break these generational curses and break these cycles, it's above the ego. Parenting is above the ego. You gotta let stuff go. Kuna Matata, no worries. You can't trip about nothing. All good vibes over here. Keep it that way. If you give out good energy, you receive good energy. Stay as content as possible. Don't let nobody fuck with you. Don't let no pettiness. Don't let your BD, your BMs. Don't let them get you out of character. That's what they want. No, but for real though. And then it's like being a young mom and a young dad. Like I said, the pressure's on you. Whew. From older generations, from your mom, your dad, your family, your peoples. They love you. They love that baby unconditionally, but at the same time, they're still like you can be a good parent, because they weren't. So they're like, and they know they weren't. They're not gonna. They may not say that. They may not come to terms with it, but they know they weren't. So you always want to be better than what you were raised in, what you were brought up in. So what stresses me as a mom Is probably not being as financially stable as I would want to be, because not wanting to do everything for my child, even though she's 1 years old, like, you know what I mean? Just like not wanting to do, not even do everything, but just for her to have all of her needs for a while, like for her to be stable is, oh my God, that's what I want. That's what I wish so bad. That's why I'm going to work so hard. That's why I'm going so hard at everything that I do. And that's why I'm going to grind so hard and strive so hard, you know, just to make sure to secure the bag, secure that she has everything that she needs. Because I always, when I grew up, I didn't always have everything that I needed. So I just would go without it, and I'm like, damn, like, wait a minute, that's a need. Like, I should not have to went without it, you know. And I would never talk down on my parents because they did what they could, but I got to go beyond that, you know. You got to go beyond it. So, the beauty of motherhood, the unconditional love, the genuine love, the bond, the love, the laughters, the bond between you and your child is like no other. Like, once you have a kid and you really realize, like, this is really my kid, like, you're really my baby, like, you're really my mini me, that unconditional love won't go nowhere. It grows every day. It grows with every smile, every walk, every laugh, everything, every little cute moment. It's like your heart just like, oh my God. It's the best thing in the world, though. That's my favorite thing about motherhood and parenting in general. You know, fatherhood. I'm sure it's the same thing. It's beautiful. It really is. I do want to have more kids, but no time soon, baby boy, baby girl. Go, go, go. I'm cool. No, but I want to have another one, maybe in like 2 to 3 years, 4 years, maybe like 2 to 3. Yeah, let's say 2 to 3. I feel like 2 to 3 years, but my YouTube will be popping. I'm gonna be stable. My businesses will be good. You know what I mean? I'll be having fun. I'll be having income coming in from this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, with my eyes closed, ass backwards, all that, all that, all that. So I'm excited for what's to come, no doubt. Um, got the vibes on. It's so hard, like, not singing in my videos. Speaking of that, tune in. My EP is going to drop soon. Tell me more. It's a spiritual conscious rap. You know, Lauren Hill, Erica Badu, Jill Scott type of vibe. Tune in. We talking about the real shit. We talking about enlightenment, unconditional love, self love, all of that. Tune in. Stay tuned. Everything's down below. My social media is down below. Everything. Follow me on all everything. All my music will be on all platforms. I will be doing performances and everything. Stay tuned. But I'm kind of getting to wrap this up. I would say another thing would be dating. So I'm gonna keep this short and simple. Dating. No, I'm not dating anybody right now. I'm chilling. You know, I'm dating myself. It's time. You know, I've been looking and soul searching, like, cause I'm young. You know, so now that I realize, like, what everything that I need is here in the mirror and in that crib, I'm cool. I don't even want anyone. You know what I mean? I mean, of course I do, but I don't need it. I need myself right now. And once you really take that time apart from separating yourself from men or women, or, you know what I mean, sexual relationships and relationships, you really, like, look in the mirror like, wow, I love you. I love you. Made y'all look. No, but you just, like, self love is everything, you know? Self love is everything. So there's no rush with parenting. Like, I don't allow anybody and everybody around my daughter, and that's how it's gonna be with anybody that I talk to. I'm not just gonna just, like, allow them to just be stepdad, or allow them to, like, you really gotta not prove yourself, but you do gotta prove yourself, because what are you bringing over here? What type of energy, what type of intentions, what are you bringing over here? Because if you're bringing it to me, it's gonna pass on to my baby, so I need to know, you know what I mean? So like I'm very particular, very specific around about who I even give my time and energy to. So if I give my time to energy to you, just know I like you a lot. Wanna date you, wanna marry you. I'm simple. But the real shit though, like for real, like if you really have a kid, I really feel like you have to, especially like the afterbirth. If whoever had a kid with, if y'all don't work out, there's no reason for you to be all right. I'm gonna jump to the next one, next one. There's no need. Vice versa, these guys out here be so damn horny. They don't have no sexual self control. They be going buck. It's like fuck, puss. Like that's all they. It's ridiculous. It's no self control in a man because we don't even need sex. We don't need sexual encounters. Like we want them. I mean, we need them to create, of course, but we don't need. I need it. I need it. Like we don't need it. It's not that real. Align that sacral chakra and get your shit together because it's not that real. But it's definitely important to take some time to yourself. Love yourself. Look within. Look within and look at your baby. Don't really look at what's not important. And don't surround yourself around any type of guys or energy or females that you would not want your child to be around. That's just a dumbass setup. Don't even have sex with them because if you're transferring any type of energy, you're bringing that energy to your child. Think of that. Stay conscious of that. Keep that in mind because that's real shit. I don't even hug people no more. Because if I'm hugging you, then I'm hugging my daughter. I'm cool. I'm not about to transfer any type of energy like that. Sage that bitch and keep it pushing. Okay? um, I think I really covered all the points that I wanted to. I love parenting. I told y'all what stress is. I told y'all about co-parenting. How to manage being 18. Plus a mother is something that you have to learn as you go. If you are in that experience, I wish you the best. Continue to go hard, continue to grind, to continue to make that money. Do what you got to do for your child because they need you. They love you unconditionally. Don't ever forget that. Don't be yelling at your kid. Don't be cussing at your kid. Love that baby because that's what that baby needs. That's what you need. You need love. You don't want yelled at. You don't want cussed at. Mm-mm. Even question what you feed them. Question what they're consuming. You don't want to give them all these juicy ass fruits and these juicy ass not fruits, but like this juicy all these candies and this sugary and sugar has the same effect on the brain as cocaine does. Keep that in mind of what you're passing down to your kids. I don't play about that shit, and you shouldn't either. Be better for yourself. Be better for your child. I think I covered everything. I will add, because people always ask me, like, how do you manage to have businesses and how do you manage to, work with the youth and do so many things as you do as a mother? Look, listen, I do as much as I can. I do as much as possible. I work Thursday to Sunday. I'm a photographer. I have a youth program. I have a young mom support group. Dang, I always forget what I do. I'm a dancer, a singer, artist, creator. What else? Yeah, and I'm not stopping with this YouTube stuff. I'm not stopping. Don't stop. Grind hard every single day. Go hard every single day. Tap into your creative skills. Don't let nothing hold you back. Don't let nobody hold you back. Go hard every single day that you can for yourself and that baby. Go hard for all of your kids. Go hard for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of your kids. All of it for your future kids. Shit, your great grandkids. Shit, kids that are future generations before. I mean, after us. Set that now. Be an ancestor that you would want to look up to. Okay, the youth needs us. We can't forget that. We have to show them what we know and unlearn and relearn with them so that they won't have to unlearn and relearn because everything that we know is a little bit of fake history. It's not the best for us. It's not supposed to be digested in our systems. I could go on forever. But we have to unlearn and be our better selves for our children. It's tough though. It really is hard being a mom and being a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, and a creator and an artist. It's not easy having that balance. But look, listen, whatever you want to do, having a kid will not stop you. It'll make you go harder. So don't let anybody tell you that. It'll make you go hard on everything. I promise you. I manage to do everything I want to do on my time. I do it. Nobody else do it. I pick myself up. I pick myself up. I say, Stacia, come on, get up. Let's go. Let's get it. Tap in right now. Let's get it. Let's go hard. She needs me. Your kid needs you. Okay? Don't party. Don't live your best life. But don't get distracted by irrelevant things that are, physical things that are not material, that are things that are materialistic and things that won't get you nowhere in a few years. Focus on what's important for you and that child. Peace and love. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, thumbs down. Anything helps. Any type of feedback helps. Peace and love. I wish y'all the best. I'm spreading love and enlightenment always. If you have any questions, hit me up. If you have any video, if you have any video, what's the word? If you have any video suggestions, comment those below as well. I love y'all. Stay tuned, share, tag all my young mommies. Shout out to y'all, my young daddies. Shout out to y'all, not my young daddies, but my young fathers. Shout out to y'all. Keep going hard. I wish y'all the best. Peace and love. We out.